Alrighty, a Friday morning. It is wet out there. We'll go over that weather forecast in case you're just joining us in just a little bit. But we want to thank and welcome our next guest into the studio this morning. Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning. How are you, Luke?
Terry Wig joining us. Kelly Davis. Kelly, I called you Kelly Reed the other day.
Well, that's not good.
Well, because, you know, just the attachment with the Reed program.
That kind of Reed.
The brain was going, yeah. Or is it Kelly Red? Kelly Davis is here. And, boy, there's been a lot going on. Kelly, you're with a new organization now.
I am with the Titusville Regional Literacy Council, which is a brand new organization. It's a program under the United Way of Titusville. And we're pleased to announce that family literacy is back, and I'm the family literacy coordinator there.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So it is TRLC, not to get confused with TLC, the group.
We thought about doing TLC, but we thought that was just not quite good.
I was going to make a musical reference.
It, so, yeah.
No. So TRLC, Titusville Regional Literacy Council, it's the Family Literacy Program. Terry, talk about this program, the past and now the future.
Okay. We were very fortunate to have family literacy in our community for a number of years, and it was successful. There were some, I think, concerns with the READ program about the continued funding and those types of things. And we lost that program several years ago, about 2.5 years ago, I think. Mm-hmm. And we're closing on 3 years. And we hoped that the program could come back. However, it didn't seem that was going to happen. And we knew there was a need in the community for this type of a program. So even though this is housed under the United Way for right now, it is a collaborative program. There's about 15 stakeholders involved in the program. The school district is pretty much a lead. We are a lead in the program. The Benson Memorial Library, Head Start, Early Head Start, all of the early childhood folks in the community came together collaboratively to form the new program.
So obviously those folks also recognize the need.
Right. Yes, exactly. They have really noticed, the ECLC has noticed since the program was gone that the need has increased.
Wow.
The last report I had was that there were 12 active families in the program before it was shut down. So we know that those folks are were out there left cut to drift, basically. So we're really happy to have it back. And there's a lot of people that don't really understand what family literacy is, maybe, and I think Kelly could probably explain that a little more.
Family literacy is a program where, to qualify for the program, you have to have at least one child 8 or under. There are 3 components to the program. The first component is adult literacy. So an adult, a parent, comes to our program because they have some kind of an educational need. And we can help them study for a GED or learn to read or improve any basic skills. Math, give me this because I'll forget, I'm on camera. Math, writing, grammar. We can help with computer skills, health literacy, financial literacy. We help people study for ASVAB tests or college prep tests or LPN, anything like that. Driver's permit.
There you go.
We were just discussing that. That's one component. Another component is parenting. And with parenting, we might bring in speakers. We discuss topics that parents might have concerns with, like discipline or nutrition or bullying or just things that go on at school. You never know what you're going to talk about because parents bring them to you. So there are a whole gamut.
We have folks from Love Inc. and usually once a month, and the numbers that they get through their backpack program is incredible. Some of those families would qualify for some of these programs.
Exactly. And Kelly is now open. She's taking referrals. Mm-hmm. She has all her assessments tools. She's been doing her assessments. And with an upcoming event that we have, we hope to reach out and get those referrals rolling even more than they are. I think you've had interest from, 9 families at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So it was like, boom.
So even the folks that are thinking about calling and setting up an appointment, in the back of their minds, are they thinking, this is a chance to better myself or to better our family, maybe a better job, or maybe a job that's more sustainable than maybe what I'm doing now?
Yeah, and the importance of this is kids need to have skills. They have to be able to succeed in school, and we know as parents how hard it is to help them with their homework. And there's a lot of folks that maybe school wasn't there. It just didn't fit for them, and they just feel now that they need some additional help to better themselves and their family. Because we know economically, if a family is a little further up the economic scale, their kids do better in school.
I don't mean to laugh at that, but I look at my kids come home, and my oldest is in 5th grade, and what he's doing in 5th grade, I don't think we did till 8th grade or 9th grade.
Right.
It's incredible.
It is.
It's the truth.
It is. I know we can't help with math anymore. We're done.
Yeah, that's right.
We're done.
Sorry.
Yeah. But the whole thing is to make sure that the family unit understands the importance of literacy and working toward the success for the parent that'll pass down to the success of the child. And it's going to, we hope to reduce or eliminate that cycle of illiteracy in the community.
Because if a parent has a hard time reading, they're obviously not going to be reading to their kids.
Be able to read to their child. And there's a third component to the family literacy too, which is parent-child time together. And I know that Kelly can give you better details on that than I can.
Yeah, it's parent and child together time. It's called PACT. And that's where we actually work with the parents and children together, just like it says. We might do crafts, we might do reading, playing, education through play, but it's just to help the parents better interact with their children. And so the biggest part of family literacy is the parents can bring their children there. We have a child care provider where the children will be with that person while the parents are working on whatever they come to work on, and then we'll do time together.
And she is a early educator, so that's kind of nice.
It's probably best for you to better evaluate is to see them interacting with each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there are with United Way and with most funders, there are benchmarks and measurements that we set out, and we have approved tools to measure all the components that are in family literacy, and that's an observation tool, I believe, is for that portion of the program.
Yeah, Terry, I talked to you before. I remember when it was first announced that United Way was going to look at numbers before deciding what you were going to help fund, and it's like, well, that's ridiculous. It's not. Just incredible how much stronger the programs are when they start looking at their numbers.
Right. And it's not just the numbers of people served. It's measuring the improvement in their lives.
Right.
How you change their lives. That's the key to it. And this we believe is a very valuable program.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is kind of part of so many different groups here.
Yeah.
Where are you located?
We're at 330 East Spruce Street, which is the basement of the ECLC, the Early Childhood Learning Center.
I choose to call it the lower level.
The lower level.
Lower level.
Lower level.
The lower level.
What occurs to me, I'm looking through the materials that you've brought with you this morning. When folks talk about literacy, the first things they think of are the things that are on the top of this is reading, writing, grammar, and math. But a little bit further down here, there's something called financial literacy and health literacy. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, financial literacy has to do with budgeting and making payments, and I was going to say a business, but
it's completely understanding their economic situation and how to improve the economic situation. A number of families don't have bank accounts. Right. If you can't read or do math, it's very difficult for you to keep track of a check register and understand banking information and those types of things. So, we're working with banks to bring in, like a banking 101 piece, explain the very basics. PNC also has a seat at the table there on the collaborative group, and different things like that. Again, we know that families that are more economically stable, the education comes along. Families also who are healthier, the education comes along, because you have to be healthy. Children have to be healthy and well fed to learn. It's chemical, it's in the brain. They have to be well rested. they all tie together.
So the old adage about food, clothing, and shelter and everything else will fall into place actually is a big deal
exactly.
here.
Sure.
Ribbon cutting and open house taking place on Tuesday, the 14th of April, between 3:30 and 4:30 at the ECLC. Light refreshments will be on hand. Thank goodness I can't lift anything more than... No, I'm just kidding. But the ribbon cutting and open house, and that's going to be very important. If you want to support, show your support, come on out to the ribbon cutting and open house again, Tuesday, April 14th. Again, great things that you guys are doing. Please come back and share more with us as you guys get up and running. Real quick, Mark and I have been talking this week about Big Brothers, Big Sisters, what's been going on. Can you give us a quick update?
I was just going to call them yesterday, actually, and I ran out of time in the day. We're down to one piece of paper that I think is submitted. We're waiting for the letter of approval to come back, and they may have gotten it in the last week. I'm waiting for the one piece of paper, to say, go. That's where we're at. There were a few difficulties. Big Brothers Sisters of America is moving their headquarters to Florida from Texas. So the people we had been working with had found other jobs and left, and so the process had to be started all over. But it's a go. It's a matter of paperwork.
Sounds like a great partnership going on with you
I'm
guys.
happy to hear that too.
Yeah.
Congratulations on grabbing Kelly and doing this here in this community.
Yeah. We're very lucky to have her with her years of experience. Also, I want people to understand it's not just for Titusville. This is a regional, and we also are partnered with Pencrest School District and Forest Area School District are also a part of this. So, I mean, it's a huge collaborative.
Can we get you guys back to talk more about this? All right. Thank you guys very much. Terry, Kelly, please come back.
Thank you.
All right. We've got another great set of guests coming up next. This is The Morning Drill. We'll be right back.
She offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong, and down the
Well, kind of odd to see all this rain out there today, Mark. We haven't seen any rain at all this spring.
And now all of a sudden we have lots of it.
Yeah. Well, we'll check that weather forecast coming up in just a few moments. We want to welcome our next set of guests into the studio this morning. Hi, guys. How are you?
Morning.
Trent and Christian, we're going to have you introduce yourselves and your titles and where you're from and what's going on.
My name's Trenton Mullen. I'm Executive Director of the Bridge Builders Community Foundations, who serves Venango, Forest, Clarion, and Jefferson counties.
And I'm Christian Marr. I'm with the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation, and you might notice some similarity between the names of our organizations. It's because we do pretty much the same thing. I work on the Crawford County side and just Crawford County. Trenton's got to drive a lot more than me.
Are you able to fit in between Trent and Mark with because there's a big event going on tonight, and somebody's up for a Flex Award here for what is it? A future leader? What's the
Future Leaders and Entrepreneurs Exchange is what we kind of shrink down to Flex, and it's a young professionals group in Venango County.
That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it should be a good time tonight. It's at the Oil City Library. I think it's 7 to 9. I probably should know that.
One would think you're expected to attend.
Yeah, that's right. Well, what's going on, guys? There's a lot happening out there, isn't there?
Well, we were just talking that this is scholarship season for us, and at least for me, we still have a scholarship deadline that hasn't passed, and that's for our Titusville scholarships. And so if there are any Titusville students who still want to apply, that's tax day, is to get the applications to us. Unfortunately, Trenton's deadline has already passed, so the students are out of luck. They'll have to start talking to high school juniors, I guess.
Yeah. Did you get a lot of interested parties this year, or was it sort of... I guess are kids paying attention to what's available to them?
We just recently went to an online application process, so we've had the most we've ever had.
Oh, that's great.
This is our second year doing that, so we've been pretty excited about that.
Because it's funny to hear students today say, I don't know what's out there. Whatever. It's out there. You just have to look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't... What's your numbers as far as scholarship every year?
I don't know that I really keep track of how many we get. I usually keep track. We usually give out about 200 of them. So
oh wow,
we get a lot. We get a lot more applications than that, obviously.
So you give out 200.
About 200 total scholarships. A couple of them are to the same kids. Like there's a little bit of overlap because we have, like some scholarships that are specific to healthcare fields and some that's nursing, and so sometimes the same kid qualifies for both of those.
Hey, but it's there. If the kid their student has an opportunity to take advantage of getting a scholarship, go for it.
And for the most part, we're not talking about huge amounts of money. It's anything from a couple $100s to $20,000 in our case. I don't know how much your range is.
We have about 250 to about 10,000.
Yeah, so we're not necessarily going to send a kid away to school for a free ride, but hey, if you're paying for books or some activities fees or something, I figure it's all helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark, you've covered a lot of the events and news that comes out of Bridge Builders over the last 55 years. You've been covering news. You've always been impressed with this organization.
It has been always an impressive organization, and it's amazing. It's an organization that's kind of Johnny on the spot for a lot of people. In fact, it's to the point where for a lot of folks it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. You just kind of assume that these places and organizations are there and always will be there, So it's good to have
that's
it
what
here.
we're afraid of, that we're kind of the best kept secret of philanthropy in our communities.
Well, we were talking the other day, Christian, and I think I was surprised that you've only been the organization has only been around since when?
We've been around since 1998, and Trenton, you've got a big anniversary.
Yeah, we have our 40th anniversary here on April 30th.
Oh, wow. Well, see, I just assumed the Crawford Heritage Foundation was around forever, but no.
Pretty new.
So, but again, I think that says a lot for what you guys have been doing. Where, if people assume that you've been around that long, that's good and bad.
Yeah, we're trying. Now, do you have do you do discretionary grants twice a year, like we do?
Once a year in the fall. We just switched that. But yeah, we have basically nonprofits and charitable causes can apply for grant application. That's opening up in Venango County for this fall. It'll probably be in August sometime, and that'll be for the following calendar year.
So give us some examples of what somebody might approach you guys with.
Well, the Literacy Council that was just here is one that we just helped with the startup of. So,
oh, really?
Kelly, they started out with nothing in that office, and Kelly needed a computer, so we put some money towards giving her a computer. What kinds of things are you up to these days?
We try to look at curative measures, things that we have supported a program that helps teach new mothers all about being a mother and gives them a basket full of, and that's through the Community Services of Venango County. It's called, oh boy, it's passing me right now, but it's a great program.
Right.
And but we try to look at those curative measures that are going to try to break those cycles of poverty and that systemic issues that we face in our area.
Why is it that Titusville and Oil City are suffering with 55-degree temperatures, Trenton, and Christian's enjoying 60 degrees in Meadville?
Oh, am I?
I think it's geographical. Probably something with the air currents. I'm the wrong guy.
We're just poking fun of it. So what is it about the two organizations that you guys say, boy, we're doing similar things?
Well, I kind of say, we're it's not like United Way, where we have a national United Way that kind of oversees us and brands us. Each community foundation is specific to its own community, but we are kind of like franchises of the same thing. So it's like McDonald's in India doesn't have beef. Our community foundation might not do a specific
And you went
thing.
to India to find that out.
Yeah, exactly. But we do 99% of the same things, and so it makes sense for us to share information and to try and work collaboratively. It's charity, for crying out loud. I mean, why be competitive? That just doesn't make sense to.
Well, it's got to be nice to be able to pick up the phone and say, hey, how did you guys do this, or what are you guys doing in this?
Which we do all the time.
Well, Christian's had a longer tenure at the Crawford Heritage Foundation. I started about 3.5 years ago, and he was on my speed dial there for a while to, hey, what would you do in this situation? Do you have this document? And Christian was very gracious in helping me out there.
But he's a fantastic fundraiser, so I always pick his brain about, well, how did you do this? How did you get into this kind of thing? And what was your tactic?
Well, during the news segment, Mark was asking you, over the last, 5 years, you guys have really grown?
Yeah, both of us have grown pretty well.
Yeah, the community foundation, Bridge Builders, at least, started out as the Venango Area Community Foundation, and that was in 1975. And then in 2006, 2007, Bridge Builders was created, and it created this affiliate structure. So every county had their own board of directors, et cetera, and that really kind of expanded the geographical footprint that we serve.
Alrighty, so guys, right now, Christian, you're in scholarship season. Students should take advantage of that. When's the deadline?
April 15th for Titusville students. For Western Crawford County, the ship has sailed.
See ya next
Pretty
year.
so, yeah, pretty much.
Trenton, what are people coming to you for right now?
We're working on a lot of things in our new affiliate in Punxsutawney, but we're also working on our 40th anniversary here coming up, and that we'll be celebrating on April 30th.
Wow.
Through the 3 chambers. So.
All right, so a lot of big things coming up for you guys. All right. Hey, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Good luck tonight.
Thanks.
All right, we'll have to have you both back on here shortly.
That'd be good.
All righty, thanks, guys.